Hey, Coach Chelsea Lake from the Next. First of all, welcome to Canada. I'm curious if you've ever been here before, and also what your opinion is on bringing games to places like Vancouver, Canada, different areas around that don't yet have WNBA or professional basketball teams, and how you think it impacts the communities on kind of a youth level.
Ooh, a lot of parts there. It's nice. Let me start at the beginning. I've been to Canada, but never been to Vancouver, so this has been a joy to get to see Vancouver. Wanted to experience a little more today, but the rain kind of kept me inside. Think it's great for the game. Any chance we have to grow the game and get people to be able to come to an arena and watch the best players in the world play. I think it spreads the message of how great the WNBA is. So I'm very excited that we get to be a part of it today. Growing the games, big part of that is for the young kids to come to the games, see it, get to see their favorite players play in person. I know that was a big thing for me when I was little, so to be part of it today is probably special for all of our players and myself.
And how do you keep your team just kind of focused in something like this where they're constantly surrounded by storylines of first international game, you're traveling to a new place, yet your team is in a very serious playoff push right now?
Yeah, but you want to play well. You're playing a really good team. We just played them a couple of days ago in a really tight game. We know that both teams are really fighting for playoff position. So you do what you can. Like, they're professionals. They've been in situations where there's a lot of outside factors before. We're excited to be part of this. So then it's just a matter of going out and doing our job. Hopefully we watch the film, we make the corrections from the last game, and we play well.
All right, Coach, staying here in the room, front row to your right.
To that point about being in a playoff push, a quarter of the season left after tonight, you're now in second place. Do you want your players sort of feeling the magnitude of these games in terms of a seeding standpoint, or do you want them just kind of focusing on one game at a time?
Well, there's, what I want, and then there's the reality of what's happening. I think they're all aware of the standings, and they're all aware that it's so tight between 2 all the way down to 8. A bad week could really set you back. So the way to have a bad week is not to be prepared on the particular game you're playing that day. So, we're prepared. We're hoping to play well. We've been playing well lately, and we're just hoping to keep it going. And if you keep playing well, you got a chance to be in a good position at the end.
Coach, staying in the room, second row to your right.
Hi, Coach Roberto with Vital Basket Forbes.com. Can you talk about the type of challenges that Dominic Malonga brings to your post players, mainly Brittany Griner and Bree Jones?
Yeah, well, she's a fantastic player, fantastic talent, and you can see her growth over the last month. She's had some absolutely huge games. To see a player that size run that well, and to see her gain her confidence and comfort, put it on the floor. She's taking handoffs now and getting to the rim. She's doing a lot of things that maybe she wasn't doing earlier in the year. So you can see, the growth that she's had. You have to give her coaches a lot of credit and her a lot of credit for the improvement that she's made through the year. But, she's a handful and is going to be a handful for a long, long time.
Coach, right here on the front to your left.
Hey, Coach. Gemma Kirsten Smith from the Canadian Press. We talked about loving watching your favorite players when you were growing up and going to games. For a lot of the little girls in the stands tonight, this is going to be their first WNBA game, probably their first professional basketball game. What do you want them to walk out of here with?
Well, I hope they'll be big Dream fans, and they, see our, BGs and Breeze and Rye and Leashes, and they all want to grow up and be like them.
All right, thank you. We're going to turn to Zoom. A few folks who are back in Atlanta. We're going to start with Megan. Megan, go ahead. Megan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. Wanted to ask you, you mentioned earlier about kind of those adjustments that you saw on film from the previous game. Is there anything in particular that stood out that you're like, hey, we wanted to focus on this without revealing too much of your game plan, of course?
Yeah, I said what adjustments from film. I just, one thing we've really been emphasizing, we've had, a number of miscommunications. So cleaning that up, you never want to give up a shot because two people went with one when they could have talked about it and got things covered correctly and not giving up an easy shot. So that's something that we've really emphasized in the last few film sessions. So hopefully we'll do a good job communicating our coverages and executing them properly.
All right, thanks, Megan. We'll turn to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. There's a lot going on. I know it's a big event and all of that good things, but what is it that you've done to maybe not get into the fatigue thing with so much traveling to get the team prepared for a game like tonight?
Yeah, I've just been to too many concerts to hear what you said. Something about how to avoid fatigue.
How are you avoiding with the travel? How are you avoiding fatigue getting ready for tonight?
Yeah, we have people that make sure that we have the recovery and you really emphasize the sleep and eating the right things, and you hope your players are taking advantage of all the recovery opportunities they have. And at this part of the year, that everybody's, going through some fatigue. So you just got to be ready to play on that given day. So I think you try to manage it so that you can give your best effort when it matters most, but you realize in a long season, there's going to be some fatigue that you're just going to have to fight through.
And Wilton, you had your hand raised before. I'm not sure if you still have a question.
Yes, I do. I still have a question.
Wilton, all good?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hey, Coach, just a quick question for you. I know a lot of time, a lot of the emphasis gets put on the offense and how you guys have been successful on that end. But, just kind of looking at from the last 10 games, you guys have really accelerated the defensive side of the ball, specifically defensive rebounding. And then also in a few key other areas. What's been the biggest transformation in that part of on that side of the ball?
Your biggest transformation on defense, Coach, in the past 10 games?
Yeah, I don't know if it's any one thing. I think it's, we're trying to execute our defensive game plan. And I thought it was an area that, halfway through the season that we probably had the most room for growth. And if we are going to be a serious contender, and we want to be a team that's considered a team that has a great opportunity to win the championship, I thought we really needed to improve on the defensive end. I think the players have taken it seriously and taken it as a challenge. And I think over the last, 5 or 6 games, we have played a lot better at that end, but there's still a lot of room for growth.
All right. Coach, thank you very much for our meeting. Thank you. We'll see you here post game.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.